Hi guys, and welcome to Abnormal Psychology. This is the first of many videos where you'll see me and hear me talking to you with something on my screen. And this one is just to orient you to the course. And so we'll have two videos. This one will take a look at the syllabus and just orient you to what your requirements are and how you'll earn your grade and what our calendar will look like. And then there'll be a second video where I'll actually show you around our Blackboard course. And so let's start with the syllabus. And so everything you'll need for the course really can be accessed right here. In addition, the discussions will be here and course messaging will be here. I'm realizing that's still hidden for you, but you'll see everything right here. And so let's start by looking at the syllabus together. And when we click on that, you'll see you have two links, one for our syllabus, one for a college policies document. And that college policies document has all the information that would be true for any course you're taking at the college. So I've taken all of that out of the syllabus, so you don't have a 12-page syllabus. And everything specific to our course is here, but if you want to know other things, they're all there. And so you can look at college policies there. But let's look at our syllabus together. So I'm going to open it here. So that we can look at it as a document. There you go. And so like a lot of this, right, is going to be familiar from most syllabi you look at. You'll see our textbook is listed here. Hopefully you saw my email announcement from last week where I've made some suggestions to you about ways of saving money on the textbook, and so hopefully you've seen that already. If not, go back and look at the announcement, though we're running out of time to have lots of options because we do need to start reading this week. And so we'll kind of scroll through here and you can take a look at all of this on your own. I want to focus here on evaluation criteria. So this is how you'll earn your grade for me, and this includes both what work you'll have to do and how grading is going to work for us. So let's take a look at this. Any of you who've had me for Psych 111 or any other course before is familiar with the fact that I use a 1,000-point grading system. I think some of my colleagues do as well. So some of you may be familiar with this from other classes. What it means is that if you earned every point available to you during our course, you'd have 1,000 points. Excuse me. You'd have 1,000 points. And 1,000 points would equal an A. Most of you are unlikely to get exactly 1,000 points, but as long as you get 950 or more, you have an A for the class, and you can see this right here, where I've given you the range here. So you're going to get to that 1,000 by doing a number of things. The first of those is exams. And so there will be 3 exams. These will be essay exams. Any of you who've had me for theories of personality will be familiar with how this is going to work. But there'll be essay exams. I'm actually going to give you the questions a couple of days ahead of time to reduce your anxiety and increase the chance that you can do well. And then you'll have the opportunity to take the exam on Blackboard. So you should be well prepared for those by the time they get there. And typically those will be 4 or 5 questions each. And so 150 points for each exam, or 450 possible points, so a big chunk of your grade, although any one exam is only 15% of your grade. So I want you to pay attention to the fact that we're adding up lots of different pieces, and no one piece is going to make or break your grade. You also are going to have a group project. And you're going to make choices that'll lead to your group assignment starting right at the beginning of the course. You'll make those choices by June 8th. And then by June 10th, I'll assign you to your groups. And that's going to be a presentation on one of the groups of disorders we'll talk about. So you're going to give me your top choices for groups of disorders. I'll try my best to give you your top choice or your to it. And then you're going to work with 2 or 3 other people to create a PowerPoint presentation that you will hopefully, my plan is for everyone to present that during one of our live discussions, even if not everybody in your group can be there. So that's described separately, and you'll have an opportunity to talk more with me about that. You'll also, that's 100 points. And then you'll have 5 reflection papers. These are not essays in the idea that there's right or wrong answers. These are really an ability for you, an opportunity for you to reflect on things we've talked about, you've read about, you've thought about. And so there'll be a prompt, and then you'll write those reflections for me. The dates are on the syllabus, and also on our course module page that we'll look at together in the next video. Those are 26 points each. I know that's an odd number, but it comes out to 130 if you do that across 5 papers, and that works out nicely with the rest of our numbers here. So in addition, we're going to have 2 other things that you need to do for each module. The first is that you have a required Blackboard discussion for each module. Sometimes, though infrequently, that will be a whole class discussion. For almost all of them, that will be a small group discussion. So you'll actually be having your discussion with 7 to 9 people total. That all is not just a discussion, but you'll be working together to produce something for me. It's not overly complicated. For many of our chapters, the chapters on the disorders, you'll actually be looking at a case study, and it should be quite interesting, and you're not writing anything formal. And in fact, only one of you in each group has to submit your ideas to me. And sometimes that's as simple as a list of criteria for a diagnosis. So this is not a lot of writing. It is a lot of thinking and working, discussing together. Please, make sure you're a good group citizen, and that sometimes it's you that volunteers to be the one to submit it to the Dropbox so that the group can get their points. Your points for that, as long as you've participated, should be fine. There's 20 points available for that. And as long as you've been a participant in the group and your group has submitted something, it should not be hard to earn those points. If you haven't participated or have participated only minimally, then even though your group may earn all 20 points, it may be that you don't. And the rubric that I'll be using for that, and it'll be most important if you lose points to look at the rubric, will be a discussion rubric. And so if you lose points, it'll be based on the lack of engagement with the discussion. So do make sure that those required discussions in each module are something that you take care to participate in fully. And so it's 20 points in each module, and then there's another 20 points in each module for a live discussion. And I know I've heard from some of you, and we'll look at that in a minute. Each one of our 13 modules has a live discussion. So there's 2 live discussions a week, essentially, one on Monday, one on Wednesday, and those are 20 points for participating. And again, participating fully. If you show up and you don't turn on your video and I never hear your voice, so if you log into the live discussion but you don't turn on your video, so I can't see whether you're attending or paying attention or not, and you don't participate, so just logging in is not enough to earn those points. You need to be clearly engaged, whether that's me watching you be engaged or whether that's hearing you be engaged. I am going to really push for everyone to turn on their video, and I understand there might be good reasons why someone may not want to, but good reasons don't include bad hair. And they don't include looking sleepy. You're getting me today. My hair had been in a ponytail with a baseball cap most of the day because I was gardening. And you will often see me coming straight from gardening, or coming from a several-mile walk in the morning. So you're going to see me however you get me, and I will take you however I get you in those live discussions. That being said, I do know that some of you, will have real things you have to do and cannot be in those live discussions at the times that I've scheduled them. I have scheduled them in response to the survey that a whole bunch of you did fill out for me a few weeks ago. But if you can't be there, whether you can't be there at all, or whether you can't be there some days or some weeks, you always will have an additional Blackboard Muddiest Points discussion that you can do instead. Anyone can participate if you want to post questions and get answers on those. Anyone can participate, but if you don't go to the live discussion, you're going to want to make sure you participate in that to earn your 20 points. What you will see in my grades is that alternative muddiest point discussion is where all of the points for this item will go. So whether you've engaged in the live discussion or whether you participated in the Blackboard discussion. That's where the points will go, and that's just to make sure you don't have a million grade columns, your grade items in my grades. I'm just kind of trying to make that as smooth as possible. There's a note here about missed work. If you miss an exam, there'll be an opportunity for make-up exams during the last couple of days while exam 3 is open, but those module points can only be earned during the module. And there's a good reason for that. You can't earn points for discussions with your classmates if they have already moved on and are no longer having the discussion. So those discussions, both the small group discussions and our whole class live or Blackboard or Muddy's Point discussions really need to be earned while other people are having them. So make sure that you do that. And that speaks to just kind of an overall point. It's a summer course. There's lots going on in any given week. We cover 2 chapters a week. There is not room here to be gone on vacation without Wi-Fi. There is not room here for you to take a few days off and then check back. You really need to be on this course a little bit of every day. Not going to be hours and hours every day, but it is going to be a little bit every day. So consistent logging on. I would suggest for most of you, just pick a time of the day when you're going to do that and just schedule that into your week. But really, every summer I get emails from people who are telling me I'm going on vacation, maybe less this summer since all of us are mostly staying home. But do keep in mind that 2 chapters a week, and there's no making up for things you miss except for those exams. All right, so let's look at the course outline here. And the course outline, I'm not going to go through in detail because you can look at the dates. We have, you can see this, the date, each line is the date we start a chapter and the date we end a chapter. We'll look in a second at the fact that there'll be dates in between when things are due, and those will be spelled out for you on the course content page. We do have these live discussions each week, Mondays 8:30 to 9:15 and Wednesdays 4 to 4:45. And those are outlined here. I've only put the times for the first 2. The times are consistent on Mondays and Wednesdays throughout. Okay, so you can take a look after we get through research methods. We have exam 1 and reflection 1 is due, and then we go through a bunch more chapters, and you have reflection 2, and then reflection 3, and then exam 2. So you can see as we go through this, right? And then we finish up at the end of July, or the 3rd week of July. So take a look at this. You could ask me what questions you have, and in the next video, we're going to look at the course, the Blackboard structure together. Okay?